Memes are literally screwing your life over, and I can show you how to fix that. Now, some of you smart asses might assume that I'm going to talk about how memes are a cheap dopamine and easily accessible fun thing to do, stuff like that. No, I'm not going to talk about that. What I want to focus on today is a much more deeper understanding of our consciousness and how these memes are literally reprogramming us to fail in life and to stop growing. So that is what I want to talk about today. See, memes are fun, and I myself absolutely love them. And so much so that back in 2017 and 18, I used to make my own memes. And I was added in communities where people used to make dank memes and stuff like that. So I was a part of that, and it was enjoyable. It was kind of fun thing to do. So I'm not against memes, but you kind of have to agree with me on this that more than half of the memes on the social media that you see are self-demeaning, which means that they imply that you are somehow a failure or like doing shit in life basically. So the subtext of those memes, for those of you who do not know what a subtext is the unfunny basic thing that joke or a meme is implying. So most of the subtexts that I see in memes are that my life suck, that I'm a failure, that I have ADHD, I cannot focus on anything, I am broke, I become a monster while I'm PMSing, I'm a failure, so I'm unworthy. Yeah, that's a big one. So all of these memes are kind of glorifying victimhood. They are glorifying suffering. They are glorifying being a failure. I remember back when I used to be on Facebook, I used to make memes on Facebook, that there used to be almost an unconscious competition between all of us, all of the people that I was added with. The competition of who hated himself the most, basically. So we would post shit posts and memes, and it was all targeted towards ourselves. Like, as I mentioned earlier, the subtext of all of them were my life sucks, I'm a failure, stuff like that. And the person who hated himself or herself the most was considered to be the coolest person of all. The coolest, the funniest, the most awesome person, the best shit poster on Facebook. So what ended up happening was in my own psyche, in looking at my friends, that we all basically glorified suffering. We glorified being a failure. We glorified being a victim. And it was like, as I mentioned earlier, that being a victim, being a failure was a race. Like, my sleep schedule sucks, I'm broke. And then other person would come in and they would say, no, my sleep schedule is even more messed up than you, and I am even more broke than you. So it was kind of a competition, like who's better by being worse, literally. I laughed at them, I shared these memes, and what ended up happening was I became depressed. um, and my understanding of that is I ended up amplifying my suffering and amplifying my flaws, because while making those memes, while consuming those memes, I ended up focusing too much on my flaws, just to extract some content, just to extract some funny meme out of those. My most of the focus was on my flaws. Now, how does this happen? See, our minds have two parts. One is conscious and the other is subconscious. And the subconscious part of our minds is extremely powerful because it runs on automatic, and it runs our behavior, decisions, it runs our feelings, our thoughts, and 95% of our day, and eventually our life, is being ran by our subconscious mind. Now, the biggest problem with subconscious mind is that it cannot reason. It doesn't know the difference between what is imaginary, what is real. And it doesn't know the difference between what is a joke, what is a meme, and what is an actual fact. So if you keep exposing yourself to memes like I have ADHD, I cannot focus on anything, and I'm a failure, I'm broke, I have low energy, I'm an adult, stuff like that, then you'll see that over time these memes start to become more and more relatable to you. So you might wonder that that's just how life is. Like, we all relate to this, and sooner or later we're all gonna relate to these memes, relate to this. But that is not how life works. You start relating to it because you have planted that subtext into your subconscious mind and into your identity. So unconsciously, you are looking for the evidences in your life. And when you don't find that evidence, when you fail to find that evidence in your life, then your subconscious mind will sabotage your behavior. It will modify your feelings. It will modify your thoughts so that you can find that evidence in your life. You have to realize that how dangerous this kind of humor is, how uh, dangerous the implications of these memes are. I know this sounds cheesy, this sounds corny, but we gotta stop. Like, if you love yourself, if you wanna live a better life, if you wanna make your behavior better than yesterday, if you wanna feel better than yesterday, if you wanna perform better in life or achieve something, do things that you want to do, then you must stop this habit. Then you must stop this vicious circle of the humor that we have glorified. So I talked about identity. Now, when you use social media, you create a persona, you create what do I call it, you create an image of yourself on social media, and try to see what that image implies. Maybe you have based your whole identity, your whole social media identity, on suffering, on depression. Maybe it's about making jokes about your suffering, making jokes about your depression, making jokes about your ADHD and stuff like that. Now, keep in mind, I am not saying that depression, ADHD, and other stuff like that is not real. It is absolutely real. But if you indulge in memes like these, if you expose yourself to content like this, then you'll end up amplifying those symptoms. If you are mildly depressed, which was the case with me, and you start glorifying that through memes, then you'll see that that depression will amplify into even bigger depression. If you have mild ADHD and you start making fun of that, if you start exposing yourself to memes which focus on that, then you'll see over time, in few months even, that you'll start to relate even more to these memes, and your condition starts to worse off. So now that you have understood the basic mechanism of how these memes influence our subconscious minds, now you might wonder, what do we do? What can we do about this habit, about this pattern? And my advice for you would be straightforward and absolutely practical. And it's just simply to stop following such meme pages, to stop following such people, to unfollow such accounts which post stuff like that. There are many. You might be following some of them, and to stop identifying yourself with these things, with these memes. And another thing that you can do on top of this is to ask yourself, what is the better humor for me? How can I improve my humor? What other things are funny to me, which are harmless? And you might stumble across something other than making fun of yourself. So that would be better for you. And yeah, these are some of the actions. And truly be more aware and ask yourself, what does your social media presence imply? Like, what energy does it give off? Like, you might know some people uh, who have this persona of a depressed person, who have this persona of a suicidal person, and even as a joke. So try and see what you have created, because it is influencing your subconscious mind, it is influencing your beliefs, and it is influencing your behavior and overall whole of your life. So see that, be aware of that. And the last thing that you can do is to share this video with a friend who you might have seen repeating this same mistake. Maybe they'll learn something from this, maybe they'll stop. But now that you have seen this video till this point, now it is your responsibility to stop doing this. And it is not just philosophical mumbo jumbo. I have experienced this myself, and I'm telling you, trust me, I ended up being depressed because of this. I ended up forming undesirable patterns in my life. I ended up feeling bad about myself because I unconsciously thought that self loathing and hating yourself is somehow cool. That I am a better person, I am more aware than others because I hate myself and I can criticize myself in the most funniest of ways. So stop doing that, stop internalizing this idea, and be aware, not just of memes, but try and see what the subtext of the content that you are consuming is. Maybe you are watching some advertisements and try and see what is it implying, what is it feeding your subconscious mind, basically. Guard your subconscious mind, literally. Yeah, this is it. This is what I want to share in this video. Please do share it with a friend. One last thing that I want to talk about is this very channel that you are watching. If you click on my channel, you'll see that it was filled with guitar covers, and I used to play guitar. I have stopped. The videos that I'll make here will be like this, just me speaking to you, no editing, no fancy shit, nothing fancy, just me talking. I just want to share the ideas that are bubbling within me uh, with you, and maybe you learn something from this, maybe I'll learn something from you. So I would encourage you to comment what your insights are, comment what points you relate with. Maybe you have experienced something that I'm talking about here. So please do share that with me. And if you found this video valuable, then stick around.